Welcome to Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. I found the funniest thing on Pinterest the other day. It has no author to whom I can give credit, only the place I found it. It goes like this. I'm trying to make friends outside of Facebook by applying the same principles. Therefore, every day I walk down the street telling passerbyers what I have eaten, how I feel at the moment, what I have done the night before, what I will do later, and with whom. I have given them pictures of my family, my dog, and my gardening, taking things apart in the garage, watering the lawn, standing in front of landmarks, driving around town, having lunch, and doing what anybody and everybody does every day. I also listen to their conversations, give them a thumbs up, and tell them I like them. And it works just like Facebook. I already have 4 people following me: 2 police officers, a private investigator, and a psychiatrist. What a hoot. And I also added this sentence: and I sent copious amounts of selfies taken of me in various poses. Oh, it's a cynical thing, I know. And I've told you before that I made a vow years ago that I would not be a cynical person. I guess this little ditty about our obsession with Facebook goes hand in hand with our addiction to scrolling Facebook, the news, games, or any apps that can take our minds off silence, idle moments, and other people. And it nicely segues into something I read in the most recent book that I am totally consuming. In the book Humankind: A Hopeful History, the author Bregman says, if you're an avid follower of the news, it's easy to get trapped by hopelessness. He also says, news is to the mind what sugar is to the body. And the news, according to dozens of studies, is a mental health hazard. And finally, if we believe most people can't be trusted, that's how we'll treat each other, to everyone's detriment. Few ideas have as much power to shape the world as our view of other people. Whew, it's not so uplifting, is it? I've been on a news diet these past couple weeks. I work a lot at my computer and find it so tempting to click on the very bottom left corner to get a look at the latest news, all the terrible things politicians, particularly, are doing and saying to each other. Well, last night I had a relapse and scrolled for about 15 or more minutes. Ugh. Afterwards, I felt completely energyless. Joy or motivation was gone when I forced myself to finally stop pushing the mouse. Scrolling can truly addict people faster than we care to admit. So, why do we do it? Especially now when there are hacks and clones that can financially and emotionally affect people. I got an idea from an editorial by Helen Kapstein in the publication Inside Higher Ed last week. She gave her college students the assignment to get lost on purpose, to, as Guy Debord said, drift without an agenda in the hope of breaking free of habit. Hmm. For part of the assignment, Kapstein told them to record what they noticed while wandering, using a notebook, taking pictures, or mapping their route. Finally, she had them write a reflection paper, thinking how the experiences changed or didn't change their perceptions of the city. The students were totally resistant at first by this boring idea, as well as rather afraid to venture out without a destination, as they were always so used to being structured or told what to do. The results? The students were enlightened and changed. Hmm. Have you heard the term influencer? Our society has given certain people the ordained role of deciding what all of us should be following, doing, wearing, or thinking. We've given people in the news, on Facebook, Instagram, etc., the powerful role of taking our responsibility to research, reflect, and think about things that decide our choices and attitudes. Have we fallen prey to the god of efficiency, the easiest way, less effort, or no drain on our part? The Indian philosopher Osho reminds us so wisely to observe and experience life for ourselves. He wrote, I don't think existence wants to be serious. I have not seen a serious tree. I have not seen a serious bird. I have not seen a serious sunrise. I have not seen a serious starry night. It seems they are all laughing in their own ways, dancing in their own ways. We may not understand it, but there is a subtle feeling that the whole existence is a celebration. Hmm. I recently listened to Krista Tippett interview Luis Alberto Urrea in her podcast on being. It's delightful. Please look it up. Urea uses the border as a metaphor, saying, there are fences everywhere. We'd like to be able to speak to each other. We miss each other. There is great loneliness. We need to train ourselves to listen without reacting automatically. Hmm, wonderful. I believe we can turn fences into bridges by looking and listening to each other with our device in our pocket. This week, on your bathroom mirror, write, I will not use Facebook and the news to build a fence of fear. Instead, I will look around, reflect, and meet a world waiting to laugh and dance with me. Join me next Monday for Live, life inspired views for every day. I'm Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.